Welcome to our fourth podcast episode on American car culture. Today we're going to listen to Chapter 4 of our ebook, American Car Culture. Are you ready to begin? Let's get started. Chapter 4, Automotive Subcultures and Expressions. Hot Rod Heritage and Evolution. Hot rodding, at its heart, is about taking a regular car and making it something extraordinary, a rebellious act of speed, style, and self-expression born from a desire to push boundaries. The story of this culture begins in the early decades of the 20th century, but really takes off after World War II, especially in Southern California. Before the war, tinkering with cars was mostly a practical affair. People wanted their vehicles to run better, last longer, or maybe just look a little different from their neighbors. But the post-war era was different. Soldiers came home with mechanical skills learned in the service, a thirst for excitement, and a surplus of inexpensive parts. They found themselves with time on their hands and a growing need to blow off steam. Southern California, with its dry lake beds and burgeoning car scene, became the perfect crucible for this new kind of automotive enthusiasm. These early hot rodders weren't just mechanics, they were innovators. They weren't satisfied with the factory settings of their cars. The Ford Model T, cheap and plentiful, became a favorite canvas for their experiments. Stripping them down, lightening the body, and dropping in more powerful engines became common practice. It wasn't just about making the cars faster, it was about figuring out how things worked, improving upon existing designs, and creating something unique. Think about it, these guys were among the first to seriously think about aerodynamics and weight distribution in everyday cars. They were chopping tops, channeling bodies, and experimenting with different engine configurations long before it became mainstream. They were essentially conducting their own informal engineering research, driven by the need for speed and the satisfaction of creating something special. Dry lake beds like El Mirage and Bonneville became proving grounds. These flat, open spaces provided the perfect environment to test the limits of their creations. Speed trials and impromptu races drew crowds, fostering a sense of community and competition. It wasn't just about winning, it was about pushing the boundaries of what was possible and sharing that experience with others. The hot rod quickly became more than just a fast car. It became a symbol. It represented rebellion against the conformity of post-war society, a rejection of the status quo, and a celebration of individuality. The cars were loud, brash, and unapologetic, mirroring the attitudes of their creators. But hot rodding isn't just about speed and rebellion. It's also a form of artistic expression. The way a hot rod looks is just as important as how it performs. The bodywork, the paint job, the interior, every detail is carefully considered and executed. These cars are rolling sculptures, reflecting the personal taste and vision of their builders. The evolution of hot rodding can be traced through the cars themselves. The early Model TS and as gave way to more sophisticated builds, incorporating parts from different makes and models. The flathead Ford, the Fifth 8 became the engine of choice, but as technology advanced, so did the engines. Overhead valve engines, fuel injection, and turbocharging all found their way into hot rods, pushing performance to new heights. The technological progression is fascinating. Early hot rodders were limited by the available parts and their own ingenuity. They had to fabricate parts from scratch, adapt existing components, and figure out how to make it all work together. Today, hot rodders have access to a vast aftermarket of performance parts, advanced tools, and computer-aided design software, but the spirit of innovation remains the same. Whether they're building a traditional hot rod or a modern restomod, hot rodders are always looking for new ways to improve performance and push the limits of what's possible. No discussion of hot rodding would be complete without mentioning some of the key figures and pioneers who shaped the culture. Names like Ed Big Daddy Roth, with his outlandish creations and rat-fink character, and Von Dutch, the master pinstriper, are legendary. These guys weren't just builders. They were artists, creating iconic designs that continue to inspire hot rodders today. Then there's guys like Vic Edelbrock Sr., who started his speed shop in the 1930s and developed some of the first performance parts for Ford flathead engines. His company, Edelbrock, is still a major player in the aftermarket industry, continuing his legacy of innovation. And let's not forget the racers, the guys who risked it all on the dry lake beds and drag strips. Men like Art Arfons and Craig Breedlove, who pushed the limits of land speed records, and Don Garlitz, who revolutionized drag racing with his rear engine dragsters. These guys were heroes, inspiring a generation of hot rodders to chase speed and glory. Hot rod culture isn't just a thing of the past. It's a living, breathing culture that continues to evolve. While traditional hot rods are still popular, there's also a growing interest in restomods, which blend classic styling with modern technology. These cars offer the best of both worlds. The timeless appeal of a vintage hot rod with the performance and reliability of a modern vehicle. The internet has also played a big role in the resurgence of hot rodding. Online forums and social media groups have made it easier for hot rodders to connect with each other, share ideas, and find inspiration. You can find everything from detailed build threads to how-to videos, making it easier than ever to get involved in the culture. The hot rod scene is as diverse as the cars themselves. You'll find people from all walks of life, united by their love of cars and their desire to create something unique. There are traditionalists who stick to the classic styles and techniques, and there are innovators who are pushing the boundaries of what's possible, but everyone shares a common passion for hot rodding. Hot rodding is more than just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. It's about spending countless hours in the garage, wrenching on your car and perfecting every detail. It's about the camaraderie of working alongside friends, sharing knowledge, and helping each other out. And it's about the thrill of driving a car that you built with your own two hands, a car that reflects your personality and your passion. In a world of mass-produced automobiles, the hot rod stands out as a testament to individuality and creativity. It's a reminder that cars can be more than just transportation. They can be works of art, expressions of freedom, and symbols of rebellion. The hot rod isn't just a car. It's a piece of American history, a cultural icon, and a symbol of the enduring human spirit. It's a celebration of ingenuity, craftsmanship, and the pursuit of speed. And it's a reminder that sometimes the best things in life are the ones you build yourself. Lowrider artistry and cultural identity. The shimmering candy paint, the impossibly low stance, the intricate details. A lowrider is more than just a car. It's a rolling canvas, a vibrant expression of culture, history, and identity. To truly understand lowrider culture, you have to look beyond the chrome and hydraulics and see the deep roots that connect it to the Chicano and Mexican-American communities. The story of lowriding begins in the post-World War II era, particularly in the barrios of Southern California. For Mexican Americans, many of whom were returning veterans, owning a car represented a step towards the American dream. But societal discrimination often limited their access to resources and opportunities. In response, they began to customize their cars in a way that reflected their own cultural pride and defied mainstream aesthetics. This wasn't just about making a car look good, it was about making a statement. The early lowriders were often customized with simple modifications. Lowering the suspension was a key element, achieved by cutting coil springs or using heated coils to achieve a lower stance. This act of lowriding was often done in response to laws that prohibited cars from being too low to the ground. Cruising low and slow became a way to assert their presence and challenge the status quo. The aesthetic of these early lowriders was often influenced by the Pachuco style, a subculture that emerged in the 1930s and 40s. Pachucos were known for their distinctive zoot suits, elaborate hairstyles, and rebellious attitude. Lowriders adopted this same sense of style and defiance, creating cars that were as flamboyant and eye-catching as their clothing. As lowriding evolved, it became more sophisticated. The introduction of hydraulics in the late 1950s and early 1960s transformed the culture. Hydraulics, initially adapted from aircraft landing gear, allowed drivers to raise and lower their cars at will. This innovation added a new dimension to lowriding, turning cars into mobile works of art that could literally dance and bounce. It was something never seen before on the streets. The use of hydraulics also became a symbol of ingenuity and resourcefulness. Lowriders were often skilled mechanics who could adapt and modify existing technology to create something new and unique. This DI ethos is still a strong part of the culture today. Paint is another critical element of lowrider artistry. Early lowriders often featured simple, single-color paint jobs, but as the culture matured, so did the paint schemes. Candy paint, with its deep, lustrous colors, became a signature of lowrider style. These paints, typically applied over a metallic base, create a shimmering effect that catches the light and makes the car stand out. But it's not just about the color, it's also about the artistry of the paint job. Lowriders often feature intricate designs, murals, and pinstriping. These designs can range from simple geometric patterns to elaborate scenes that depict cultural symbols, historical events, or personal stories. Airbrushing is commonly used to create these detailed images, requiring a high level of skill and artistry. The interiors of lowriders are just as important as the exteriors. Custom upholstery, often done in plush velvet or leather, is a common feature. Steering wheels, shifters, and other interior components are often chromed or customized with intricate designs. Attention to detail is paramount. Beyond the aesthetics, lowriding has always been about community and family. Car clubs play a central role in the culture, providing a space for lowriders to come together, share their passion, and support each other. Car clubs often organize cruises, car shows, and community events, fostering a sense of belonging and pride. Lowriding is often a family affair, with multiple generations working together on cars. Fathers pass down their knowledge and skills to their sons and daughters, ensuring that the tradition continues. This intergenerational connection is a vital part of what makes lowrider culture so strong and resilient. The social significance of lowriding cannot be overstated. In a society that often marginalizes Mexican Americans, lowriding offers a powerful way to assert their identity and reclaim public space. Lowriders cruising down the street are not just showing off their cars, they're making a statement about their presence, their pride, and their cultural heritage. The cars themselves become symbols of resistance. By customizing their cars in a way that defies mainstream aesthetics, lowriders are challenging the dominant culture and asserting their own values. The lowrider is a visual representation of Chicano identity. Lowriding also provides a sense of empowerment. Building and customizing a lowrider requires skill, creativity, and dedication. The process of transforming a car into a work of art can be incredibly empowering, especially for individuals who may feel disempowered in other areas of their lives. The artistic techniques used in lowriding are diverse and complex. Hydraulics, as mentioned earlier, require a deep understanding of mechanics and engineering. Paint and bodywork demand a high level of skill and artistry. Upholstery requires craftsmanship and attention to detail. Lowriders often learn these skills through years of experience and apprenticeship, passing down their knowledge from one generation to the next. Hydraulic systems are typically powered by batteries and pumps, allowing drivers to control the height of their cars with the flip of a switch. These systems can be incredibly complex, with multiple pumps, accumulators, and switches. The ability to raise and lower a car quickly and smoothly requires a lot of practice and skill. Paint designs can range from simple pinstriping to elaborate murals. Pinstriping is a traditional technique that involves using a fine brush to create intricate lines and patterns. Murals, on the other hand, are larger-scale paintings that often depict cultural symbols, historical events, or personal stories. Both techniques require a steady hand and a keen eye for detail. Interior modifications can include custom upholstery, steering wheels, shifters, and dashboards. Upholstery is often done in plush velvet or leather, with intricate stitching and patterns. Steering wheels and shifters are often chromed or customized with engraved designs. The goal is to create a luxurious and personalized interior that complements the exterior of the car. Regional variations in lowrider culture reflect the unique histories and demographics of different communities. In Southern California, lowriding has a long and storied history, dating back to the post-war era. Lowriders in this region are often characterized by their elaborate paint jobs, intricate designs, and sophisticated hydraulic systems. In the Southwest, lowriding is often influenced by Native American and Mexican folk art. Cars in this region may feature designs that incorporate traditional symbols and motifs. Lowriding is very strong in New Mexico, with strong roots to the Spanish culture in the state. In the Midwest, lowriding has a different flavor, often influenced by the region's industrial heritage. Cars in this region may feature a more understated aesthetic, with an emphasis on clean lines and subtle details. Despite these regional variations, lowriding remains a powerful symbol of Chicano and Mexican-American identity across the United States. It's a culture that celebrates creativity, ingenuity, and community. It's a culture that has overcome adversity and continues to thrive. It's a culture that proves that cars can be more than just transportation. They can be works of art. Ultimately, lowrider culture is a testament to the power of art to express cultural identity, resist oppression, and build community. It's a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can be transformed into extraordinary works of art, reflecting the unique experiences and perspectives of the people who create them. Muscle car revival and nostalgia, the roar of a V8 engine, the sleek lines of a fastback, the sheer brute force barely contained beneath the hood. These are the hallmarks of the American muscle car, a breed of automobile that refuses to fade into history. Their return isn't just a trend. It's a full-blown revival fueled by nostalgia, technological advancements, and a deep-seated love for raw power. To understand the current obsession with these machines, you have to rewind to the 1960s and early 70s, the golden age of muscle. This era was defined by a perfect storm of factors: a booming economy, a youthful population eager for excitement, and a fierce competition between American automakers to build the fastest, most powerful cars on the road. The original muscle cars weren't about luxury or practicality. They were about one thing: performance. Cars like the Pontiac GTO, the Chevrolet Chevelle SS, the Ford Mustang, and the Dodge Charger were designed to deliver blistering acceleration, aggressive styling, and an unmistakable presence. They were affordable, attainable symbols of freedom and rebellion, capturing the spirit of a generation. The oil crisis of the 1970s brought an abrupt end to this era. Rising gas prices and stricter emissions regulations forced automakers to prioritize fuel efficiency over horsepower. The muscle car faded from the scene, replaced by smaller, more economical vehicles. But the legend never died. Those who grew up during the muscle car era held onto their memories, and a new generation began to discover these cars through movies, television shows, and the stories of their parents and grandparents. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, the demand for classic muscle cars began to surge, driving up prices and sparking a restoration frenzy. The restoration of a classic muscle car is a labor of love, a painstaking process that can take years and cost a small fortune. It's not just about slapping on a new coat of paint. It's about bringing a piece of history back to life. Restoration experts meticulously research every detail of the original car, from the correct shade of paint to the exact type of fasteners used. They scour junkyards, swap meets, and online forums for original parts, often paying exorbitant prices for rare or hard-to-find components. The bodywork is often the most challenging part of the restoration process. Decades of rust, dents, and neglect can leave a car's body in rough shape. Skilled metalworkers carefully repair or replace damaged panels, using traditional techniques like welding, hammering, and lead filling to restore the car's original shape. The engine is another critical area of focus. Muscle car engines are complex machines, and restoring them to their original glory requires a deep understanding of mechanics and a commitment to precision. Machinists carefully rebuild the engine, replacing worn parts, balancing the rotating assembly, and tuning the carburetor for maximum performance. The interior is also given careful attention. Upholsterers restore the seats, door panels, and headliner to their original condition, using correct fabrics and stitching patterns. The dashboard, gauges, and other interior components are cleaned, repaired, and restored to their former luster. The result of all this effort is a car that looks and performs as good as, or even better than, it did when it rolled off the assembly line. These restored muscle cars are not just museum pieces. They're meant to be driven and enjoyed, to be experienced as the engineers and designers intended. But the muscle car revival isn't just about restoring the classics. It's also about building new ones. In the early 2000s, automakers began to introduce modern interpretations of their iconic muscle cars, blending classic styling with modern technology. The fifth-generation Ford Mustang, introduced in 2005, was a breakthrough success. Its retro-inspired design, powerful V8 engine, and affordable price made it an instant hit. The Mustang paved the way for the return of other muscle car icons like the Dodge Challenger and the Chevrolet Camaro. These modern muscle cars offer a unique combination of performance, comfort, and technology. They feature powerful engines, sophisticated suspension systems, and advanced safety features. They're also equipped with modern amenities like air conditioning, power windows, and premium audio systems. But perhaps the most significant difference between the original muscle cars and their modern counterparts is the level of technology involved. Today's muscle cars are packed with electronic control units, ECUs, sensors, and software that optimize engine performance, improve handling, and enhance safety. For example, modern muscle cars often feature electronic fuel injection, EFI, which provides more precise fuel delivery and improved fuel efficiency compared to the carburetors used on the original cars. They also have advanced ignition systems that deliver a hotter spark and more consistent combustion. Modern suspension systems use electronic sensors and actuators to adjust damping rates in real time, providing a smoother ride and improved handling. Electronic stability control, ESC, systems use sensors to detect wheel slip and automatically apply the brakes to individual wheels, helping to prevent loss of control. The advancements extend to aesthetics too. Modern paint technology allows for finishes that are far more durable and vibrant than what was available in the 1960s. Digital modeling and manufacturing allow for incredibly precise body panel fitment, leading to a streamlined and aggressive look. The generational appeal of muscle cars is undeniable. For baby boomers and Gen Zers, these cars represent a connection to their youth, a reminder of a time when cars were simple, powerful, and fun. For millennials and Gen Z, muscle cars offer a glimpse into a bygone era, a chance to experience the thrill of driving a classic machine. The collector car market plays a big part in this. Classic muscle cars have become highly sought-after collector items, with prices for rare and desirable models reaching astronomical levels. Auctions like Barrett-Jackson and Mecum draw crowds of enthusiasts and collectors eager to bid on these automotive treasures. The value of a classic muscle car depends on several factors, including its rarity, condition, and provenance. Cars with documented histories, original paperwork, and celebrity ownership often command the highest prices. But collecting muscle cars is not just about investment, it's about passion. Collectors are drawn to these cars because of their history, their design, and the stories they tell. They see themselves as custodians of automotive history, preserving these machines for future generations to enjoy. The economic impact of the muscle car revival is significant. The restoration industry employs thousands of people, from mechanics and bodyworkers to upholsterers and parts suppliers. Car shows and auctions generate millions of dollars in revenue for local businesses. The muscle car hobby also supports a thriving aftermarket industry, with companies producing reproduction parts, performance upgrades, and custom accessories. These companies cater to the needs of both restorers and modern muscle car enthusiasts, providing them with the parts and accessories they need to personalize their vehicles. The future of muscle car culture is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the passion for these cars is not going away anytime soon.
As technology continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovations in muscle car design and performance. Electric muscle cars are already on the horizon, promising to deliver the same raw power and excitement as their gasoline-powered predecessors, but with zero emissions.
Whether it's a meticulously restored classic or a technologically advanced modern interpretation, the muscle car will continue to captivate automotive enthusiasts for generations to come. It's more than just a car. It's a symbol of American ingenuity, a celebration of power and performance, and a testament to the enduring appeal of the open road. Muscle cars are relics of a time where design was as important as getting from A to B, and that's why they are so cool. They're a look into the past with modern technology mixed in. They represent the best of both worlds.
Import performance culture.
The allure of import performance isn't just about speed. It's a global conversation conducted in chrome, carbon fiber, and finely tuned engines. It's a scene where Japanese ingenuity met American enthusiasm, resulting in a dynamic automotive subculture that has left its mark on roads and racetracks around the world.
To really grasp the essence of import performance, you have to look back to its roots in Japan. In the post-World War II era, Japan's automotive industry was reborn, focusing on producing small, reliable, and fuel-efficient cars. These vehicles, initially designed for practicality, possessed hidden potential.
Japanese tuners, driven by a desire to extract maximum performance from these unassuming machines, began experimenting with modifications. They weren't just trying to make their cars faster. They were striving for a level of precision and balance that went beyond the factory specifications. This burgeoning tuning scene was fueled by several factors. Japan's compact and winding roads demanded nimble handling, and the country's car culture embraced individuality. Moreover, Japanese engineering values emphasized continuous improvement, or kaizen, which encouraged tuners to relentlessly refine their modifications. They developed innovative techniques, such as engine swaps, turbocharging, and advanced suspension tuning, to unlock untapped performance from their vehicles. Companies like HKS, Blitz, and Trust emerged, specializing in high-performance parts and setting the standard for Japanese tuning. One of the key elements that set Japanese tuning apart was its focus on balance. It wasn't just about adding horsepower. It was about optimizing every aspect of the car to work in harmony. Suspension upgrades were crucial for improving handling and reducing body roll. Brake upgrades were necessary to cope with the increased speed, and aerodynamic modifications helped to improve stability and reduce drag. The Japanese tuning scene also embraced a unique aesthetic. Cars were often adorned with aftermarket body kits, spoilers, and other visual enhancements. These modifications weren't just for show, they were often designed to improve aerodynamics and cooling. But just as important was the personal expression these enhancements allowed for. From the neon-lit streets to the legendary touche passes, these cars became rolling works of art, reflecting the creativity and passion of their owners. As Japanese cars began to gain popularity in other parts of the world, particularly in the United States, the import performance scene started to take shape.
Initially, it was a niche market catering to enthusiasts who appreciated the unique qualities of Japanese cars. But as the car's performance capabilities became more widely recognized, the import scene exploded in popularity. The rise of import performance in America was fueled by several factors.
One was the affordability and availability of Japanese cars. Models like the Honda Civic, the Acura Integra, the Toyota Supra, and the Nissan Skyline offered a compelling combination of performance, reliability, and value. These cars were also relatively easy to modify, making them ideal platforms for tuning. Another factor was the influence of Japanese automotive culture. American enthusiasts were drawn to the precision and attention to detail that characterized Japanese tuning. They admired the innovative techniques and the focus on balance.
And they appreciated the unique aesthetic of Japanese cars.
The import performance scene in America quickly developed its own distinct identity. American tuners adapted Japanese techniques to their own tastes, creating a unique blend of styles. They experimented with different engine swaps, turbocharger setups, and suspension configurations. They also developed their own aesthetic, incorporating elements of hot rodding, low riding, and other American car cultures. One of the defining characteristics of the import performance scene in America was its emphasis on individuality. Tuners took pride in building unique cars that reflected their personal style. They experimented with different paint colors, body kits, and interior modifications. They also customized their cars with aftermarket parts from a variety of manufacturers. The Fast and the Furious film franchise played a huge role in popularizing import performance culture. The first film in the series, released in 2001, showcased the vibrant world of street racing and car modification. The film featured a variety of Japanese cars, including the Toyota Supra, the Nissan Skyline, and the Mazda RX-7. The Fast and the Furious introduced import performance to a mainstream audience, inspiring a new generation of enthusiasts. The technological innovations that define the import performance scene are as varied as the cars themselves. Engine swaps were a popular way to boost horsepower, with tuners often replacing the original engine with a more powerful unit from a different car. Turbocharging was another common modification, forcing more air into the engine to increase power output. Suspension upgrades, such as coilovers and sway bars, improved handling and reduced body roll. And brake upgrades, such as larger rotors and calipers, provided increased stopping power. One of the key technologies that enabled the import performance scene was electronic fuel injection, EFI. EFI systems replaced the traditional carburetor, providing more precise fuel delivery and improved engine performance. EFI systems also allowed tuners to fine-tune the engine's air-fuel ratio, ignition timing, and other parameters. Another important technology was the standalone engine management system, EMS. These systems allowed tuners to completely control the engine's operation, overriding the factory ECU. Standalone EMSs provided a high degree of flexibility and allowed tuners to optimize the engine for maximum performance. The global impact of import performance culture is undeniable. The scene has spread to countries all over the world, inspiring enthusiasts and influencing automotive trends. Import performance has also fostered a global community of tuners who share their knowledge and passion online and at car shows. Japanese automotive design has had a profound influence on American car modification practices. American tuners have adopted many of the techniques and styles that originated in Japan, such as engine swaps, turbocharging, and aftermarket body kits. They have also been inspired by the Japanese focus on balance and precision. The import performance scene has also influenced the American automotive industry. Automakers have responded to the demand for high-performance Japanese cars by offering their own tuned versions of popular models. These cars, often developed in collaboration with aftermarket companies, offer a compelling combination of performance, style, and reliability. The social dynamics of the import performance scene are complex and diverse. The scene is comprised of a variety of subcultures, each with its own unique values and interests. These subcultures include street racers, drifters, show car enthusiasts, and track day participants. Car clubs play a vital role in the import performance scene. These clubs provide a forum for enthusiasts to connect with each other, share their knowledge, and organize events. Car clubs often host meets, cruises, and track days. They also organize charity events and participate in community service projects. Online communities have also become an important part of the import performance scene. Forums, social media groups, and websites provide a platform for enthusiasts to share information, ask questions, and showcase their cars. These online communities have helped to connect tuners from all over the world. As the automotive industry shifts towards electric vehicles and autonomous technology, the import performance scene is adapting to these changes. Electric cars are already proving to be a popular platform for tuning, with enthusiasts modifying them for increased performance and range. Autonomous technology is also opening up new possibilities for car modification, with tuners exploring ways to enhance the driving experience and improve safety. The import performance scene is also embracing sustainability. Tuners are experimenting with alternative fuels, such as ethanol and biodiesel. They are also developing ways to reduce emissions and improve fuel efficiency. The future of import performance culture is bright. As technology continues to evolve, the scene will continue to adapt and innovate. The passion for tuning and customization will remain strong, ensuring that the import performance scene continues to thrive for generations to come. It's more than just cars. It's a community, a lifestyle, and a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and ingenuity. The dialogue continues, louder and more vibrant than ever, echoing around the globe. Truck customization trends. Trucks in America aren't just vehicles. They're rolling canvases, statements of identity, and reflections of a deeply ingrained culture that varies as widely as the American landscape itself. The roots of this phenomenon lie in the truck's original purpose, a workhorse for farms, ranches, and construction sites. These utilitarian vehicles were built for hauling, towing, and enduring harsh conditions. But over time, the truck evolved beyond its practical function, becoming a symbol of independence, strength, and a connection to the land. This transformation fueled the rise of truck customization, a subculture where owners personalize their vehicles to reflect their values, aspirations, and regional identities. The cultural significance of truck customization is perhaps most evident in the South. Here, trucks are more than just modes of transportation. They're emblems of Southern pride. They represent the connection to the region's agricultural heritage, a symbol of hard work, and a declaration of self-reliance. Lifted trucks, often towering over other vehicles on the road, are a common sight. These modifications aren't just about aesthetics. They also improve off-road capability, making them ideal for navigating the region's rugged terrain. In Texas, truck culture takes on an even larger-than-life persona. The saying, "everything's bigger in Texas," applies to trucks as well. Here, you'll find some of the most elaborate and extreme truck customizations. Monster trucks with massive tires, custom paint jobs, and powerful engines are a common sight at truck shows and events. These trucks often serve as a form of self-expression, reflecting the owner's personality and style. Moving westward, the truck culture shifts again, taking on a different flavor in the Southwest. Here, lowriders, trucks modified with lowered suspensions and intricate paint jobs, dominate the scene. This style, rooted in Chicano and Mexican immunities, is a powerful form of cultural expression. Lowriders are more than just customized vehicles. They are rolling works of art, reflecting the community's history, traditions, and values. The hydraulic systems that allow these trucks to dance are a testament to the ingenuity and craftsmanship of their builders. In contrast to the South and Southwest, the truck culture in the Pacific Northwest tends to be more focused on practicality and functionality. While aesthetic modifications aren't uncommon, the emphasis is often on enhancing the truck's capabilities for outdoor adventures. Lift kits, off-road tires, and winches are popular modifications, allowing owners to navigate the region's challenging terrain, from rugged mountain trails to dense forests. Truck owners in this region often use their vehicles for camping, fishing, hunting, and other outdoor activities, making functionality a top priority. The Midwest, with its strong industrial and agricultural roots, presents yet another facet of truck customization. Here, trucks are often modified for work-related purposes. Farmers might add specialized hitches or racks to haul equipment, while construction workers might install toolboxes and storage compartments to keep their gear organized.
But even in this practical-minded region, aesthetic modifications aren't entirely absent. Many truck owners take pride in their vehicles, adding custom paint jobs, chrome accents, and other personal touches. The spectrum of truck modifications is vast, ranging from subtle aesthetic tweaks to extreme performance enhancements.
On the simpler end, you'll find accessories like bed liners, tonneau covers, and aftermarket wheels. These modifications are relatively inexpensive and easy to install, allowing owners to personalize their trucks without breaking the bank. Moving up the scale, you'll encounter more involved modifications like lift kits, suspension upgrades, and performance exhausts. These modifications not only enhance the truck's appearance, but also improve its off-road capabilities and overall performance. Lift kits, for example, increase ground clearance, allowing the truck to navigate rough terrain more easily. Suspension upgrades, such as shocks and springs, improve handling and ride quality. And performance exhausts can boost horsepower and torque, making the truck more responsive. At the extreme end of the spectrum, you'll find highly customized trucks with extensive modifications. These trucks often feature engine swaps, turbochargers, superchargers, and other performance enhancements that can dramatically increase horsepower and torque. They might also have custom-built suspensions, elaborate body kits, and one-of-a-kind paint jobs. These modifications can cost tens of thousands of dollars, turning ordinary trucks into extraordinary machines. Modern technology has had a significant influence on truck customization. The advent of electronic fuel injection, for example, has made it easier to tune engines for maximum performance. Computer-aided design, CAD, software has enabled designers to create more complex and aerodynamic body kits, and 3D printing has made it possible to produce custom parts and accessories quickly and affordably. Another technological development that has impacted truck customization is the rise of aftermarket electronics. Programmable engine control units, ECUs, allow tuners to fine-tune engine parameters, such as air-fuel ratio, ignition timing, and boost pressure. Digital gauges provide real-time information on engine performance, allowing drivers to monitor critical parameters, and advanced suspension systems use electronic sensors and actuators to automatically adjust ride height and damping, providing a smooth and comfortable ride on any terrain. The economic considerations of truck customization are also significant. While some modifications are relatively inexpensive, others can cost a substantial amount of money. Lift kits, suspension upgrades, and performance exhausts can easily run into the thousands of dollars. And extreme modifications, such as engine swaps and custom paint jobs, can cost tens of thousands. The decision to customize a truck often involves balancing aesthetic desires with practical considerations. Some owners prioritize appearance, opting for modifications that make their trucks stand out from the crowd. Others focus on functionality, choosing modifications that improve the truck's performance or utility. And still others seek a balance between aesthetics and functionality, selecting modifications that enhance both the truck's appearance and its capabilities. The cost of truck customization can also impact the vehicle's resale value. While some modifications, such as lift kits and performance exhausts, can increase the truck's value, others, such as extreme body kits and custom paint jobs, can actually decrease it. This is because not everyone shares the same taste in modifications. A potential buyer might not appreciate the owner's particular style, making the truck harder to sell. Insurance costs are another factor to consider when customizing a truck. Some modifications, such as lift kits and performance enhancements, can increase the risk of accidents, leading to higher insurance premiums. It's important to check with your insurance company before making any modifications to ensure that you're adequately covered. In conclusion, truck customization in America is a multifaceted culture that reflects the country's diverse regions, values, and aspirations. From the lifted trucks of the South to the lowriders of the Southwest, each region has its own unique take on truck customization. The spectrum of modifications ranges from subtle aesthetic tweaks to extreme performance enhancements, with modern technology playing an increasingly important role. The economic considerations of truck customization are also significant, requiring owners to balance aesthetic desires with practical considerations. The truck, as a symbol, adapts and changes with each owner, community, and region.